Jovine is pitching a new defense contractor and claims it could boom more than the 150,000% run Microsoft had. I reveal it here for free so you don't have to buy his newsletter. No paid or proprietary info is given away here. It's all guesswork based on clues in Jovine's publicly available sales presentation. Let's quickly look at recent picks from Jovine to see how good he is. He recommended biotech stock Editas, but it hasn't done well. Jovine recommended Palantir in August 2023, and this was an excellent stock pick and exploded right after. In January 2024, Jovine recommended 4 defense stocks and the first Leidos, and it's up a good amount since. The second stock from January 2024 was once again Palantir, and again this was an awesome time to buy. The third stock was Elbit Systems, and this was another home run pick from Jovine. AeroVironment was the last stock, and this one has doubled as well. So these were a great set of stock picks from Jovine. In May 2024, Jovine recommended 2 space stocks, and the first was Big Bear, and this stock is up several 100% since. ARM Holdings was the second stock, and this one is up too. So Jovine is definitely on a stock picking win streak right now. Let's see if his latest pick will keep the momentum going. Let's look at the newest presentation from Jovine and figure out the stock. The headline reads, EI will unlock a brief $24 trillion wealth opportunity. Jovine spends a lot of time talking about EI, which is supposedly an AI upgrade. Eventually he reveals EI just means embodied intelligence, and this just means robotics. Jovine thinks robotics is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity and shows off various robots to prove this. For example, he says, here is Neo Beta, a humanoid chef, giving world-class chef Nick DiGiovanni a run for his money in a steak cooking competition. And he says, Engineered Arts built an acting robot for hire, called Robothespian. You can watch it perform Shakespeare's Hamlet on their website. And Jovine claims this tech is moving faster than most people realize, and robots can now learn from watching us. For example, this robot watched Kobe Bryant videos and started copying his moves. And then Jovine hypes up this sector further, saying, thanks to simulated realities like ASAP technology, EI robots will learn to move in the same time it took their AI brains to learn how to reason and speak. These machines will be smarter than any human. They are already besting PhDs and chess wizards, but now they will be just as agile as any human. For better or worse, robots will walk among us very soon. And Jovine claims EI will send $42 trillion back into company profits and investors' pockets. And Jovine claims the best way to profit from robotics is to pick a robotic defense contractor. Here's what Jovine has to say. The US, UK, China, Norway, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Italy, you name it. Every developed country is sponsoring the development of EI in their own way, which explains why President Trump recently announced the first ever $1 trillion budget, a defense budget that is a whopping $120 billion bigger than last year's budget. And this money will not be going to tanks or heavy equipment. It took only 2 $500 drones to destroy this US Abrams tank. He continues and says, drones can be built for cheap and unleashed by the hundreds or even thousands on an enemy, saving countless American lives. We'll also use rifle-armed robot dogs to save soldiers' lives on the ground. And finishes by saying, the companies that supply this kind of tech will be on the receiving end of Trump's new $1 trillion budget, and they will make a lot of investors very rich. And Jovine says this about his number one EI defense stock. This company is quietly securing massive contracts with Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Duke-Moon worth multi-millions. Despite these enormous deals, this stock still goes relatively unnoticed. So, not a ton of clues, but I think Jovine is pitching Kratos Defense and Security Solutions. I've been following Jovine for a while, and he likes to repackage older picks into these presentations like he previously did for Palantir. He's been pitching Kratos for a bit now, and this company has deals with all the companies he's mentioned. Here are the top 10 things to know about this stock, and after I'll tell you if I'd buy. Kratos Defense is a US-based defense contractor headquartered in San Diego, California, that specializes in developing disruptive next-generation military technologies. The company trades on NASDAQ under the ticker KTOS. As a mid-tier defense contractor, Kratos has established itself as an innovation leader in several high-growth defense sectors: unmanned aerial systems, combat drones, satellite communications infrastructure, advanced electronic warfare systems, cutting-edge missile defense technologies. Kratos Defense operates across 3 core business segments. In unmanned systems, the company develops tactical drones such as the Valkyrie and Mako platforms for the US Air Force and allied militaries, offering cost-effective and expendable combat capabilities. Its space, satellite, and cyber segment provides ground stations, secure communications networks, and cybersecurity solutions that support both the Department of Defense and commercial clients, focusing on protecting critical infrastructure. Additionally, Kratos delivers advanced training and simulation environments, using cutting-edge simulation technologies to prepare military personnel for complex operations and realistic combat scenarios. Kratos reported strong financial momentum in fiscal year 2024, generating $1.12 billion in revenue, which marked a 10% increase year over year. The company achieved an EBITDA of $101 million, reflecting a 9% margin while continuing to prioritize strategic investments. With $134.4 million allocated to research and development, Kratos remains committed to long-term innovation over short-term profitability. These results highlight the company's focus on sustainable growth through ongoing R&D investment and solid operational performance. Kratos has secured several key defense and aerospace contracts and forged strategic industry partnerships that bolster its market position. The company maintains a significant contract with the U.S. Air Force for the XQ-58A Valkyrie drone program, recently extending it through a multi-million-dollar agreement for continued development and production of these autonomous combat drones. Kratos also supports the U.S. Navy with its advanced electronic warfare systems and collaborates with NASA on satellite communication infrastructure. In the private sector, the company works closely with major defense primes, partnering with Lockheed Martin on collaborative drone development, integrating defense solutions with Boeing, and contributing advanced weapons platforms through its relationship with Northrop Grumman. Kratos' growth is fueled by several key factors. Rising defense budgets in the U.S. and among allied nations are driving increased investment in next-generation capabilities, particularly in unmanned and space-based systems where Kratos specializes. The company is also benefiting from a surge in demand for drones, as militaries increasingly seek affordable, expendable unmanned aerial systems that can operate effectively in contested environments. Beyond its core defense markets, Kratos is strategically expanding into commercial satellite communications, leveraging its defense-grade technology to serve private sector applications and broaden its revenue base. Kratos sets itself apart from much larger defense contractors like Northrop Grumman and General Dynamics by focusing on agility and innovation. The company operates with faster development cycles than traditional industry players, enabling it to quickly bring low-cost, disruptive technologies to market and fill important capability gaps for its customers. As an early mover in tactical, loyal wingman drone systems, Kratos has established a strong foothold in this emerging area. Its extensive patent portfolio and involvement in classified programs help create significant barriers to entry for competitors, while its mid-tier size allows for greater flexibility and responsiveness in pursuing innovative defense solutions. Kratos faces several notable risks tied to its business model. The company's revenue is heavily dependent on U.S. government contracts, making it vulnerable to shifts in defense budgets, political changes, and potential procurement delays that can disrupt cash flow. Profitability remains a challenge, as Kratos has thinner net margins than major defense contractors and continues to prioritize R&D spending over short-term earnings. Additionally, the company's focus on developing advanced military technologies exposes it to execution risks, including cost overruns, technical setbacks, and regulatory hurdles that could delay project timelines and impact overall performance. Kratos stands out in the defense industry for its strong commitment to research and development, investing about 12% of its annual revenue in R&D, one of the highest rates in the sector. This focus drives innovation across a range of areas, including AI-enabled combat drones with autonomous decision-making, advanced directed energy weapons such as lasers and microwave systems, and next-generation satellite ground systems for secure space communications. By emphasizing rapid prototyping, Kratos is able to accelerate the testing and adoption of new technologies, keeping the company at the forefront of emerging defense capabilities. As of July 2025, Kratos has a market capitalization of $2.7 billion and trades at a premium compared to legacy defense contractors, with higher valuation multiples that reflect its strong growth prospects and focus on innovative technologies. The stock is notably volatile, with its price frequently reacting to major contract announcements and shifts in defense spending policy, making it sensitive to headlines and broader industry trends. Kratos offers multi-year growth potential, as it is well-positioned to benefit from ongoing defense priorities that emphasize unmanned systems, space technologies, and electronic warfare. However, the company's future success relies on its ability to maintain contract momentum, consistently meet technical milestones, and achieve production scale to support sustainable profitability. With a disruptive technology portfolio and critical defense capabilities, Kratos could also attract interest as an acquisition target for larger defense firms. Overall, the stock presents a compelling high-growth opportunity for investors seeking exposure to cutting-edge defense innovation, but it comes with above-average volatility and is best suited for those with a long-term investment horizon. The first time I saw Kratos recommended was back in the fall of 2024, and I was genuinely impressed by the company. I thought their focus on unmanned drones and next-generation fighter pilot systems was very exciting, and I recommended the stock at that time. Since then, the stock has performed well and has nearly doubled in value since last fall. However, at this point, I find the company somewhat less attractive as a new investment. Kratos is only moderately profitable, and while it is experiencing growth, that growth is not overwhelmingly fast compared to other high-growth tech names. The valuation has also become a concern, as the stock is now bordering on being too expensive for the current level of profitability and growth. There might still be some upside left and potential to beat the broader market, but in my view, the risk-reward profile is not as favorable as it was before. Personally, I would wait for a pullback or a better entry point before considering adding new shares. Honestly, I think the defense sector is a good bet right now, especially considering defense budgets seem to just keep getting bigger and bigger. Additionally, it seems like some of our weapons are outdated, and we need new ones to counter hypersonic missiles, drones, and things of that nature. There are a lot of companies to bet on in this sector, but I personally would just stick to a defense ETF like iShares US Aerospace and Defense ETF. This ETF has been on a good run lately and will give you exposure to all the top defense contractors, plus it pays a small dividend as well. And make sure to click the link in the description to get $50 off Alpha Picks. I reviewed over 100 stock picking services, and this one is by far the best. And they don't do any scummy marketing tactics every other company engages in. So if you want to put yourself in the best position to make money with stocks, click the link in the description now.